Om Shanti, good morning to you all. Today's theme, we've got themes of strength. Did you know there are at least 34 strengths, 34 themes of strengths? They've been written in each different kind of themes, and these narratives have been compiled not only from elements from Gallup's, but also our observations and insights from the past 20 years working with Strength Finder. In time, they've conducted about 8,000 personal one-to-one strengths of conversations. They're different times, different types of understanding of talent, theme, and strengths. Understand the difference between the talent, theme, and strengths. To develop a common language for the development of strengths. Let's invite Suman Didi to talk more about it. Suman Didi, all yours. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Hello, everyone. So my name is Suman, and I've been with the Brahma Kumaris. I've lost count now. maybe over 30 years, 35 almost. And actually, I love the way you just introduced that whole thing of strengths. I hadn't thought about it like that. What I was going to take up is I was thinking about 3 words in the Hindi language that we use that sometimes get translated or used interchangeably. And so those 3 Hindi words are bal, takat, and shakti.
Yes.
When you translate them, sometimes they would get translated all as power or strength. But since yesterday, I've been thinking, reflecting on this. What are the subtle differences between all 3? Bal, takat, shakti. And one of the things that's come to light is that I suppose bal, how would we strength, power, and energy? That's how we might translate it. So energy is more personal. It's my personal energy. Whereas Shakti comes from God. Shakti is Paramattam Shakti, comes from above. It comes from a supreme source. And when it comes to energy, actually, if I use my energy well, if I conserve energy, then not only do I become strong, but I also am able to make good use of power. And I'm using those words in that sentence very, very deliberately. That I can make good use and hold power. Because you see, power, you need strength to be able to hold power as well. Not everybody can deal with or handle power. They say there are 2 things that corrupt a person. Money, that have the potential, don't always, but have the potential to corrupt a person. Money and power. Once you get a position of authority, then there's margin for you to become big-headed. There's margin for you to become bossy. There's margin for you to push your weight around. I'm not saying everybody does it, but somehow power has this ability to influence people. And we hear the expression power hungry. So when I use this expression right at the beginning, saying, hold, I need the strength to be able to hold power, to be able to use power properly. So I think that all 3 are connected. Energy, my personal energy. If I use it well, I become strong, I develop strength. If I have strength, then when God's power, God's Shakti comes to me, then I can use it properly. I can use it in a way that helps people rather than is misused. So that's how I was thinking about it since yesterday. And energy, energy, we utilize our energy in different things. Just like in a household, you use energy for the lights, you use energy for the heating, you use energy for the AC, you use it for the CD player, for the computer, for your phone. You use energy in different ways, or you lose energy in different ways as well. You can use and you can lose energy. So it's important to look at so that's physical example I gave you. So as a human being, I think there are 2 or three main sources where our energy gets utilized, but also generated if we're wise. So our thoughts use energy. They take energy. Our words take a lot of energy. And our actions take energy. These are the three avenues, our thoughts, our words, and our actions that use up or can become vehicles for us to generate personal energy. If I have too many thoughts, if I create too many thoughts, actually I'm using up a lot of energy. I'll tell you a very interesting incident that one of our elders taught me something very valuable to that incident. There was a time when I'm based in our retreat center in Oxford, very busy place. And it was a time when we had some huge event on. So it was like the maximum busiest time of the year. We had coordinators from our centers from all around the world staying with us. And they're all people who are like the managers of our Brahma Kumari centers. So they all have to, they've got because of that managerial post, they have a lot of things that they need to attend to. So you imagine a manager's conference as opposed to a staff conference. It was like a manager's conference. Anyway, so in those days, I was very young and I was head of reception. And the minute these guys would come out of their sessions, they would all swamp reception because they'd want phone calls made. And it wasn't the days where everybody carried a mobile around. Most things happened through a switchboard or a telephone, a landline. So they would swamp reception and they'd want help with this and that because they were trying to manage their centers in between the sessions that they were attending. So it was always a busy time. So anyway, we had this, like a jamela. You know what a jamela is, right? Like a big kind of fair chaos in the reception. And Daddy Janki, who was one of our elders, and the head of the organization for a very long time as well, she was staying with us as well. So she came down during one of these breaks. And she's sitting in reception. We have a little reception sitting area. And she's sitting there. And she's seeing all this chaos and people asking me for this and that. And I felt like I needed 8 arms to manage everybody's requests. I was like, I didn't know what to do next. And she says to me, "Ye phone lagao." And I tell you, for a few seconds, I felt a little upset by that. I thought, and what went on in my mind was, you can see I am so overloaded and you still want me to put this phone call through. Why can't your phone call wait? And I mean, I didn't say it, but inside I was feeling the pressure. And so I was thinking in this not so productive way. And anyway, put the phone call through, that finished, and the day passed. And it was the end of the day, and it was an evening. There was an evening session, which I also went to attend. And Dadi Janki was taking the session. And she began the session saying, and I had not uttered a word. So she began the session saying, some people wonder why it is that Dadi wants everything instantly. And that's exactly that. I had been thinking that. I thought, oh my God, mind reader. So she said, they wonder why Dadi always wants to do everything straight away and instantly, and she can't wait. And she said, I'll tell you why. because there is such a thing as economy of thought. She said, all of you know about economy of money, but economy of thought is also a subject and a skill that we use. And she said, look, when you go to the supermarket or you go to the shops, and if you get something for £10, something for £1 that's normally £10, you come back so happy thinking, wow, I had such a saving today. I got a bargain. This thing is normally £10. It was reduced. It was only £1. And she said, economy of thought is similar. She said, what happens with you people is you think to yourself about doing something. Say, for example, you have to phone someone. So you think to yourself, oh, I must phone so-and-so and tell them this thing. And then what happens? You get distracted and your phone call gets left. So then an hour later, you think, oh God, I was going to phone that person. I need to phone them. But then you look at the clock and you say, oh, but now I don't have time because so-and-so is coming in just a couple of minutes. So, and this person, if I phone them, it will take time. So I'll have to call them in the evening. So you make up your mind, I'll call them in the evening. Evening comes and you've forgotten. So then next morning, you wake up and the first thing you remember is, oh God, I was supposed to call them. I've been meaning to call them. But then you have to go to work, so you don't have time. So you say, okay, I'll call them in my lunch break. And like this, it comes to the end of the week, it's Friday, before you make that phone call. And in between, you've thought so many times about making that call. And she said, आप लोग एक काम के लिए 10 ख्याल करते हो और मैं एक ही ख्याल में एक ही काम में निपट लेती हूँ. You guys use 10 thoughts to do one job. I use one thought to do one job. That's why I do things instantly. So I learned a very valuable lesson, economy of thought, because thought is one of the most precious energy ways in which we can conserve our energy. If I use too many thoughts, each thought is taking energy from me. So my first thing to create personal energy, be careful not to think too expansively. Second one, words. You know, you must have heard this expression, Maun Vrat. Sometimes people keep Maun Vrat. You know, they keep a day of silence as part of their bhakti or part of their spiritual practice. A day of silence they allocate, Maun Vrat. So we used to have this tradition also in Brahma Kumaris, that every Monday used to be a day of silence. And we would try as much as possible not to come into too much, create too much sound or talk too much. And then one year, in our headquarters in Mount Abu, the head of the organization at that time, her name was Dadi Kumarika, she said to the team there, today Dadi gives you, it was Monvrat day, Monday was the day that was fixed for that in those days. And she said, today Dadi wants to give you a slightly different challenge to do your Monvrat. She said, instead of being completely silent and not talking at all today, Dadi gives you permission to talk. But whatever you were going to say in 100 words, Dadi wants you to think about how to say it in 10 words. And whatever you were going to say in 10 words, think about saying it in 1 word. I tell you, that's a lot harder than keeping quiet altogether. But See, simple practice like that. I mean, I'm saying simple, but it does require practice. You know, think before you speak. In Hindi, we have this expression, सोच समझ के बात करो. अपने सोच को पहले समझो. It's 2 words, सोच समझ. Not सोच के बोलो, सोच समझ के बोलो. Think and reflect on what you're going to say before you say it. And so, you know, to even that practice, if I'm writing something, so nowadays what I do to help with that practice is if I've taken notes if I've been in one of our spiritual classes and I've taken notes and I've taken a paragraph of notes, then I will try to condense that into one sentence. And then that one sentence, I will try to take a key word from it. And this practice of making things more essential actually increases our capacity of concentration as well. It creates and saves energy. And then the third one is action. So we heard about thoughts, words, and actions. So what type of actions will make me waste my energy, will make me lose my energy? Any action where I do not respect others. Any action where actions of resistance. I mean, the list is long, so we just take 1 or 2. Real energy drainers that if we could just pay attention even on those, we would save our energy. So one is resistance. That's a big one. You know, resistance, somebody asks us to help them, for example. But I don't want to help them. And I don't want to help them for maybe few reasons. Could be that I feel that they're always looking for someone else to do their work for them. Or they want an easy life. And here I am, I have so many things I'm already doing, and this person, just for their easy life, wants me to help them. So I resist. Or, so that's just one example of resistance. And but resistance takes a lot of energy. Resisting something uses a lot of energy. Actually, it's better to just give sehyog. Whatever they are, however they are, that's their business. But I cause myself harm when I don't give cooperation, when I have use my energy to resist them. And most of the time we end up having to do it anyway. So we may as well give that cooperation lovingly, willingly, and one day that good karma will come back to us. So to give cooperation.
To have that cooperation, you need to believe yourself in it as well.
You know what I'm discovering more and more is that one of the keys, let's say, the keys to being able to do the right thing, to give cooperation, to be kind, to not give in to the dark side of our personalities, because we all have it. It doesn't matter whether we're on a spiritual path or not. We all have some weaknesses, and there's a better part of us and there's a worse part of us.
This is where you need discipline.
Discipline helps. Discipline also gives us strength, actually, because in Hindi there's this expression, niyam se bal milta hai.
Yeah.
Anything that you do regularly and with consistency will always help you. Yeah, one or the other day, sometimes not sooner, sometimes later, but it will one day, it pays off.
Yeah.
Little and often pays off. Sometimes you have to wait for the fruit. It's like planting a seed for a tree. You have to keep watering it. You have to keep making sure it has sunlight. You have to keep tending it. And sometimes months can go by where you're doing all of this, but you don't see any result, right?
Yeah.
But when, said like for coconut trees, they say coconut trees don't grow, they don't give fruit until about 7 or 8 years after the seed's been planted. But then when they do start giving coconuts, it's not even seasonal, it's nonstop.
Mm.
So, but for those 7 years, if you gave up and you didn't put that energy in, if you didn't keep tending it, then you wouldn't get that fruit. So sometimes we do have to be patient, and discipline is one of those things that it feels like, oh my God, I'm doing this, but what's the root? What's the fruit? Where's the phal?
You also need self-assurance then. Yeah.
And self-assurance, that I think is a very big thing, actually.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the biggest thing for a human being, is to have faith in themselves, to have love for the self, to have respect for the self,
Yeah.
to have confidence in the self. This is the biggest lesson for humanity.
Yeah.
Because you see, we're continually making mistakes. And when we make mistakes, our conscience unconsciously or consciously flags it up. So we start to feel bad about ourselves. It might be, you might not even be aware that you're feeling bad about yourself. But that feeling bad about the self, it stops us from having this self-assurance. It stops us from being confident about our decisions, feeling proud of ourselves.
Mm.
Guilt, big energy drainer. So I think we're supposed to have some meditation now, right? So I'll do a guided meditation, which I believe you're all familiar with, right? Let me sit comfortably. And take a deep breath inwards. And out. And as I breathe in, it's as if I'm creating lots of space inside my mind, inside my consciousness. It's like I'm breathing air and life and pran and energy into my mind, into my heart. Into my thoughts. I breathe in and I'm breathing energy, light into my thoughts. And my heart also is expanding. And in my big heart, I go and take a seat inside my big heart. It is the most comfortable place, the most safe space not just in this world, but in the entire universe. The safest, most comfortable space is the space of my heart. I seat myself in the safety and the comfort of my heart. There is total peace and tranquility in the room of my heart. My mind is completely shant, serene, tranquil. Calm, slow. I can feel the energy of patience and maturity. I am in no rush to go here or there, to be anywhere. It's as if this present moment, this present second, is as big as eternity itself. And so I just sit and be. And as I sit quietly in that tranquil, calm, safe space of my heart, I begin to feel a sapling of love grow inside me. I feel love for myself, love for the body that the soul inhabits, love for the room that I'm in, love for the house that room is in, love for the surroundings of that house, love for the city, love for the country, love for all the countries of the world, love for the moon and the stars and the planets and the universe that's out there, love for the world that is beyond the physical planets, the Brahma Lok, that spiritual realm that is beyond this world, that realm where God resides, where the Param Shakti resides, that world that is so far, far away from this physical world and universe, a world of beautiful, alokik, adbhut light, an ocean of beautiful, soft, golden red sunset type light. I have love for that world that is sometimes called Brahmalok and sometimes called Nirvana Dham, the region of complete stillness and silence. I find myself transported to that realm. And I am absorbing, like a sponge absorbs water, I absorb the silence, the depth, the light of that world. And I find myself coming closer and closer to the Param Shakti, the Supreme Soul, who is the all-knowing, all-observing, benevolent creator, the one who is Janan Janihar, who knows all the secrets of time, of humanity, of the elements. I find myself in the presence of that light, that Param Shakti. And I feel as though that Param Shakti is bestowing on me his Shakti, like a laser beam. It's as if it's entering me, filling me, the soul, with power, with strength, with energy. I bring that power, that energy, that strength back here. I travel back here to this world, my country, my city, my house, the room, my body. And I look once again through my eyes. I open my eyes and look through them. I see the screen in front of me. And although everything is the same as it was just a few moments ago, I, the inner being, am different. I've come back energized. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. That was beautiful.
I believe we have the last few minutes for discussion. So over to all of you.
Any questions?
Or any comments on what you heard and what occurred to you as you were listening?
That was really lovely, beautiful. Thanks.
So in today's subject, we need harmony, empathy, positivity. Anybody else want to add on to it?
Didi, I feel in times of hardships and problems, one's faith in God gives you the Shakti to overcome those problems.
Yeah. And that's why in Hindi there's also this expression, ek bal, ek bharosa. If I have bharosa, faith, trust in the one God, then bal milta hai. Ek bal, ek bharosa. One strength that comes from having one support. You're all very quiet. Are you usually this quiet?
Trying to digest, probably.
Tell me about this group. How did you form this group? How did you get together? What is the
Well,
purpose of the group?
we Women to Women have 35 groups, and they all individual different groups like cooking, feel good, health group. There is not the, with, with all these groups I added on meditation because I did Murli with Daksha Didi and
Kadidi.
her colleagues, and then that encouraged me to do this Zoom meditation. And there are quite a lot of other people who are keen on learning how to do meditation, and this is how I came across. So every week, like you, Didi, comes with a different subject and talk about it, which is very, knowledgeable for us to learn as well. And through you, we've done tremendously very well, learned quite a lot, because every week there's a different subject.
Mm.
Mm.
I think, Panna, what Didi wants to know initially, what, what sort of made you form this woman to woman? I think it was during the COVID.
Mm.
It was during the COVID. We do yoga as well on Zoom online, and that's what more pushed me doing, saying, okay, because in yoga you also need meditation to combine together.
Together.
And that's how I thought, yeah, let's start meditation.
I think we started with the course. Once the interest was there, then we started the Zoom course.
Mhm.
We did the course and it kept continuing and people have shown interest. So that's why it's keeping on going. It keeps on going.
Nice.
I think it's
We
so
all went on a retreat as well.
Yeah,
To
we all
Bali.
went to retreat. And that encourages quite a bit
More. Yeah.
more.
So
I
you
think
went to Oxford, did you? To the Global
Yeah,
Retreat
yeah, we
Center?
went Oxford.
No. We went to
Worthing.
Worthing.
Worthing. Okay.
So our next
Beautiful place,
retreat will
beautiful.
be Oxford.
Yeah, wonderful.
Our next will be Oxford, hopefully. And I was talking to Daksha Didi about it, so she's going to work on it.
Yeah, you need to get the dates in quickly. It's filling up.
It's filling up, yeah.
Mm.
I believe you are main organizer over there,
I'm one of the team there, yeah.
one of the team.
Mhm. So we'll see. Hope to see you there. If you come.
Yeah.
I think
But
the
I love
need
to
to
come.
help people was the motive by the formation of Women to Women.
Mm.
And I think it has really done a tremendous
Wonder,
job.
a
Those
wonder.
ladies who formed it have really worked so hard.
Mm.
And today, I
True.
think they've helped thousands of people.
A lot.
So it's like a support group as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, for ladies who are at home on their own, whatever,
Yeah.
can't go out, homebound.
Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful and a way to grow as well.
Especially in COVID time. It was very hard for the women who can't go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
So
taught
this
us all
group
to
helped a
use
lot.
technology. It taught us all to use technology.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Even
I
the
think
older
it's
people learned how to use.
Yeah,
It's
true.
so good.
I think it's a wonderful seva that Women to Women are doing in whatever group they are
Excellent.
doing.
Mm.
It's sort of, opened up so many minds. People became more knowledgeable and became more positive. I think that's a plus point.
For the women to women, yes.
And how has the meditation helped you?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
How has it helped you?
It's, it made me more positive,
And calm.
non-judgmental, yeah, and more calm.
Mm.
The supreme, the belief in the supreme, that your soul is immortal.
Mm.
Mm. True.
Your whole thinking has changed.
Yeah, that's it.
Are those who are being quiet? I'm seeing lots of names on the screen. Lata, Champa, Basuben, Bhavini Ben, Pushpa Ben. Many names.
I would say due to meditation in day-to-day life, it makes a great difference in how to deal with any situation.
Mm.
Like rather than reaction, I would say you think and then you respond.
Mm.
And that makes a great difference and prevents you spoiling in each field, like relationship or
Yeah.
at work or anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great help. Yeah, meditation.
Yeah.
I missed the class today, though, totally. When meditation was there, I joined.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you.
Today
Learned quite a lot through
it was a good one too. Well, every month, every Sunday is good.
Mm.
You learn more and more.
Mm. Learning is also a source of energy, actually.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
And putting it into practice.
Yes.
You know, they say that they did a survey maybe 10 years ago to look at longevity. And it was a worldwide research to see people who live longer, like over 100, what are the components that maybe contribute to their longer life? And one of the most highly ranked things they said was people who read a lot and kept learning, they lived longer lives.
Mhm.
True. It uplifts you. Learning.
Saroj Ben, Nalini Ben, Dharma Ben, you all sitting quietly.
No, I did pass my comments. Unless my mic was closed. I did a Brahma Kumari's course years ago when my friend's husband passed away and she was very unstable. I took her there and we were doing it at one of the ladies' house. And she was pretty good. And then I used to go to Dutton Hill quite often.
Wow.
But then I was working and it got a bit difficult because I used to work very ad hoc hours.
Yeah.
And then my husband passed away, and then I had interest in it because it did help me calm down and think, how shall I say it? You broaden your horizon rather
Yeah.
than make it narrow. You broaden
Yeah.
your horizon, and that's was kept. And then I think Panna must have approached, or Daksa Didi approached Panna, however way it started. And since then, every Sunday, whatever comes, rain or shine, we're always there for 9 o'clock, maybe 5 minutes late or 5 minutes early. But, I think it's a boost for the whole week,
Oh.
the day and the week. I think it keeps you going and it keeps you reminded of what you need to do,
Yeah.
like in different situations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shanti.
Great. Thank you, Saroj Ben.
We have another 5 minutes of meditation and then we
Sure.
close up.
Okay. So you're going to play a song, or you want me to do a commentary or
Guidance will be fine.
guide? Okay.
Thank you.
As I sit here in the final few moments of this Sunday morning session, I feel like the spiritual sun is shining on me. I feel a type of gladness. It's a very quiet gladness. The type of gladness that comes when you've done something worthwhile, when you've used time and energy productively. The type of gladness that comes when you know in your heart that you've made a contribution. As I sit here, I also feel a sense of security. The security that comes from having spiritual camaraderie. Because to spend these precious moments with my sisters, my friends, all of like mind, all wanting to make a positive difference, to live life with dignity, to respond to life's challenges in a respectful manner. This is the common thread that binds us, this group, together. And that thread is like a Rakhi. We're in the month of August and Raksha Bandhan is coming. But this is the true Rakhi, where we find a common thread that ties us, unites us, and strengthens us together. And that thread, the thread of minds meeting minds, hearts meeting hearts, that is what gives us an invisible type of protection. For that, we don't need a brother. For that, we don't need a Rakhi gift. But we protect one another with our positivity, with our closeness. And so these are the thoughts I take away at the end of this Sunday's session. That I am supported, I'm loved by God, I have His bal, His strength, and the support of my sisters in this group. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, and thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be with you.
Om Shanti Didi.
I hope I get to see you in person.
Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om
Very
Shanti.
soon.
Om
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was wonderful.
Thank you.
It was wonderful, yes.
Thank you, Panna.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Panna.
Panna.
Thank you.
Pannaben, thank you.
Thank you. તમારા વગર આ ના થાત.
It's so true. Yes.
પન્નાબેન તો મેઇન છે. વિધાઉટ પન્નાબેન અંધારું છે ગ્રુપમાં. એ તો મને યુકે લઈ આવ્યા પન્નાબેન.
મુંબઈ
ત્યાં
થી લંડન.
ઇન્ડિયાની હા મુંબઈ થી લંડન પન્નાબેન તો લાવ્યા.
તો પછી
Like Didi says, it's a support group.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
It's so true.
very, very true. And it was really nice today. Lovely. Thank you.
Thank
મને
you,
તો
Didi.
ઇન્ડિયાના ગ્રુપ
Okay, જય શ્રી
પસંદ
કૃષ્ણ
નથી
સૌને.
આવતા. ઇન્ડિયાના ગ્રુપ જ પસંદ નથી આવતા. બધા પન્નાબેનના ગ્રુપ
એવું નહીં કરવાનું જયશ્રીબેન, એવું નહીં કરવાનું, બધામાં જોઈન થવાનું.
આ બધો ટાઈમ કર્યો.
ટાઈમ ના રે પછી
Okay.
અહીંયાનો ટાઈમ ને તમારો ટાઈમ જુદો એ સાચવવું પડે.
હા એટલે જ તો.
Do you know, આજનું session હતું, it's an attitude of curiosity that helps you to do this. And curiosity is about asking questions and its willingness to hear the answers. Curiosity is staying open-minded, and as you enter the world and explore your own growth, it's also about seeing the world through new eyes. And this
Yeah.
is what we're learning from
True.
BK
True.
meetings. Every week we learn something.
Week, yeah.
Different thing, yeah.
Anyway,
Very
have
true.
a lovely Sunday.
મેં તો બધું
You
મિસ
enjoy
કર્યું છે આજે
yourself.
પન્નાબેન, એટલે યુટ્યુબમાં જોવું પડશે. મેં તો આજે બધું મિસ, મને ફોન ઘડી ઘડી આવતો હતો ત્યાંથી બેન બનાવેલી.
Definitely. All right. Chalo, take
Definitely.
See you
Okay,
all.
જય
Have
શ્રી
a good
કૃષ્ણ
day.
સૌને.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
બાય
everybody. Bye, Manorama.
બાય
Bye.
બાય અરુણાબેન,
જય શ્રી
મનોરમાબેન.
Bye.
Pagna Ben today.
Bye,
Hush.
Panna.
Bye.
Miss.
પન્નાબેન
Bye.
જલેબી કાઢ્યા ગરમ ગરમ લઈને ફટાફટ ચલો.
Aja, upwas છે.
અરે શું અપવાસ કરવાના, અમે મળેલા જ છે ઠાકોરજી આપણને.
આજે ગોળણીમાં જવાનું.